We have DeepWater in red versus EFS in blue. DeepWater have chosen to ban out the Scimitar and the Widow, and EFS have chosen to ban out the Balgorn and the Macarial.
And DeepWater has brought some ECM. They've got 2 Rooks again, this time with a Celestis and a Talos as well. So they've got 2 Rooks in Neros, Talos, Celestis, and then 2 Neos and an Incursus. Not quite as strong of an ECM setup as the one they brought first weekend, but more spread out. The extra damage from that Talos can be really helpful against the large ships that we're seeing from EFS. We were just talking about triple faction battleship teams not being great. And we got a triple Vindicator team.
We'll see if we were right.
Yeah. Using Vindicator is going to be much better than Cronus's against an ECM team like this, because Vindicators not only have the extra mid for ECCM, but also have stronger sensor strength.
Using only 6 ships, and 3 of which are almost all of your points against an ECM team is kind of dangerous.
Yes. ECM teams are really, really strong.
The ECM and the Damps go immediately.
Surprise! Then they're going to try to kill the Neos and the Griffin. Oh, the Griffin will be a big one to kill fast.
Griffin will drop.
So the whole DeepWater team moved into range. The whole EFS team came in close to the beacon. It's these Neos that are going to be the only hope for DeepWater. If they can take down especially some of these ECM ships fast, as that Talos takes and go through shield fast, but he's going to be armor tank because they've got the Neros.
Yep, exactly. And the Talos actually taking a lot of oh, it's just sorry, never mind. I was foolish for a second. I was wondering where the nuke came from and thought they were fighting Cronus's, and I was like, oh, wait a second.
No, he's got NOS on him from the frigs, but that Neo dropping down really fast and is going to disappear in just a moment. The Neo of Wadimich is just moving to structure now. Meanwhile, the Talos is holding up just fine. So this is an example. There's a number of things you can do to really protect yourself against ECM. And I think if you protect yourself against ECM, you're going to be in a good shape against them. You don't have to make every team all about it, but bringing the maximum number of pilots is one of the most important things you can do.
I think they may have relied here on ECCM, if you can zoom in on one of the Vindicators just to check it. And then, of course, going with almost all Galente ships. A Talos goes down, but the more ships that are eliminated for the EFS team, the farther gone they are.
I'd be much happier to have killed those 2 Neos and lost to Talos at this point if I was DeepWater. That's totally fine. So we're going to see a lot of damage applied to these Incursus. They are webbed, which means that these Vindicators are not all jammed.
Yeah, they are still shooting.
Yep. And that's an Neo and Incursus down. So these Vindicators are going to see if they can basically hero win the match by themselves. With the one Griffin's going to try to probably counter jam these Rooks. They've got
How
another
are they
Neo
still
webbed.
shooting? An ECM dropped. There's no ECM on one of the Vindicators. Maybe he's got a lucky. The Griffin has a lucky jam on one of the Rooks.
They all do have ECCM. It is possible to fit double ECCM on Vindicators. I have worked on teams that do that to try to basically bait the ECM onto them. It's very possible, but yeah, they've got locks right now.
Ooh, this is getting really bad.
We got a Rook with a web on him, and he's dropping fast.
But keep in mind, these are armor Rooks, so they'll have a ton of... No, wow!
Not enough for 3 Vindicators. So just as we were talking about...
Falling apart, that's the game.
Your team being having too few members to fight against ECM teams, bringing a bunch of ECCM, also fairly effective. Mid-slot ECCM can be overloaded.
LSD 7-7, the last 777, the last Rook.
He's got some counter ECM on him from the Griffin now. It's possible that Griffin may have brought all Caldari jammers. That is a decent tactic. Bring a Griffin with all Caldari jammers to try to jam out the other side's ECM.
Kutris is a true hero here. I suspect that he got several jams.
Yes. This is the reason that both Soundwave and myself were a little bit interested in why someone would jam out the Widow, or ban the Widow when they're bringing an ECM team. You generally want to be banning the ships that are going to be able to counter jam you, which lock faster, which means the Griffin and the Kitsune. Those are going to be the real banes of a Rook team. Not so much the Widow. The Widow you can just lock faster.
I also don't like spending 7 points on Celestis.
Celestis haven't had a great win record. I think they've been fielded in 3 matches now and lost all the time.
But I think if you could split up 7 points into better spots, like you could field something other, like you could move them onto the Talos, field another Rook, and then field another Neo.
The Talos could have turned into like an Astarte or something.
Yeah, or something like that.
Or a Sleipnir. There's a bunch of options. As that, a Neros now is webbed, and since there's only Vindicators left, that means that's a Vindicator web, as we see them right on top of him.
Everything's falling apart.
Yes, so these Vindicators don't really need the help of their frigates. They're just rocking on by themselves, and they're going to be crushing that Neros very quickly, as we see all 3 of them on top of him there in the camera shot. Vindicators have a huge amount of damage, and as we've mentioned before with the Kronos, they have the same bonus to webs.
Do you know what makes me really sad? None of these Vindicators are going to die, so I can't see their lost mail.
No, you have to see if they have the double ECCM.
Yeah.
Would be hilarious if they did. It is something you can do with the extra mid on the Vindicator, and it really helps you against an ECM team. In that case, like if you have a Griffin, it's possible that they may have gone into this expecting ECMs, considering that DeepWater's only win so far has been with an ECM team. And in that case, good job on them for their prediction.
Really strong meta against making sure that you're targeting your bans against the team you're going to be playing, not just teams in general.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. In that case, I still would have preferred going with a full size team. You could have split those Enyos down into incurses perhaps and spread it out a bit more. But either way, it's going to be enough for them, as that Ineros is dropping slowly, but he is still dropping. He's still webbed. Basically, anyone with a web on him on the DeepWater side means he's going to die.
Oh, wow. How did this match... What happened? How did this match go this way? Unless
the Vindicators just weren't jammed. The Vindicators
the Griffin, I think, got like maybe like
jammed.
the Griffin just getting 1 or 2 jams on a rook, just like made it fall apart. If they're double ECCM rooks,
all of that is like could have swung it very easily. So we should quickly mention why I think the Celestis was brought in this case. So this team has less ECM than the team that DeepWater brought in the first round that had 3 rooks. But the Celestis is probably there for its combination potential. It'll be using sensor dampeners with the script that reduces the lock speed of your opposing chips. So once they get jammed, then they take a long time to relock. But if they don't get jammed very often, he's not doing anything, because once they get their locks, then they can just go ahead and do their thing. None of these chips are very vulnerable to range dampening. The Vindicator needs to be close to do damage. The Enyos need to be close to do damage. The Griffin has pretty decent lock range by itself. So the Celestis just doesn't work out unless you can get these common jams. Yeah, and
I'm so sad. Not only
we're seeing Vindicators kick ass. That's always good.
Yeah, that's true. Kick booty, as we will say on a public stream. And also making us all look like dummies because we all picked DeepWater, including the Oracle of Time, Soundwave.
Soundwave's record is going to be broken here. We're seeing this Vindicator taking some damage. The Rook can actually do some decent damage, and the Celestis and Rook are both fast enough that as long as they keep a range, they're in no danger of dying. But that being said, there's no way that they can kill enough points.
Yeah,
in the time left, there's 3.5 minutes left. They might be able to kill 1 Vindicator if they get lucky. I can get some really good. Yeah, but they're not going to be able to kill 2. No chance.
Yeah.
So we'll take this moment to explain again the bars you're seeing towards the top of the UI there. These are something that we've introduced new to the New Eden Open, so if you're familiar with some of the previous tournaments that we've done here at CCP, then you may be surprised by seeing them, or if you're completely new, then they'll be especially new to you. But they really distill the kind of attributes of the teams into the 3 simplest ways we can do it. So we've got defense, attack, and control, and this shows you how a team is intending to win a match, what kind of strengths and weaknesses a team has. It's all generated procedurally by a computer, by looking at the team and the modules. So defense is all of there as that Rook drops down. The defense bar shows the hit points of the team plus the amount that they can rep in 1 minute. The attack bar shows the potential damage they can do, and then the bar will fill up as that damage is actually applied. The control bar lists all of the ECM, the damps, the webs, the control features like newts that allow you to really mess up the other team without doing damage.
And brand new this week, we did not have these last weekend, a brand new improvement, thanks to your feedback on the forums, are the name tags. We have just letting you know who the pilot is, being able to tell what the ship in the distance is, and especially I really like knowing how far they are from the beacon, because it also sort of gives you a reference of how far they are from each other. Really, really like this new setup. CCP Veritas to thank for that, as well as for the control bars. Wizard of the Universe, Hero of New Eden, CCP Veritas, and we will be wrapping this up as the Celestis is starting to take some damage.
Taking enough damage from Null there that he's probably going to die in the next minute unless he can get some more range. But either way, it doesn't matter. There's no way the Celestis will be able to kill a Vindicator, so EFS is going to...
That would be wonderful. If
it would be amazing. If he just got in there with blasters and somehow didn't get wet.
Guess what, Trick Celestis?
But one way or another, oh, there you go, these got a web on him. So Celestis is going to die, the Vindicator with the super powerful webs, and he can now no longer escape. You're going to see his speed drop very quickly there. And, yeah, there it goes. And he's moving into structure now. So EFS is going to be moving past DeepWater, and they will then take on Perihelion later in the day. So that's going to be an excellent match as well.
The second match where, when we saw the setups in the beginning, we sort of picked a winner.
And we were wrong.
And we were wrong again. I'm becoming really self-conscious. I hope... maybe there's some genius somewhere that sees these and goes, oh, obviously, EFS is going to take this. Perihelion, don't worry, that web's going to drop and the Macarial will get away. And with that, we're just about to lose the Celestis. And as it dies, that will end the match. EFS taking the sweet, sweet victory. DeepWater going home, unfortunately. And we will see you after a short bit.